Hey you guys, so I decided that I'm gonna come back with another story time. This story is gonna be about the time this bitch called me out on Facebook. I was not with my son's father, so I was starting to get to know this other dude, and we're gonna name him Ken. And I'm gonna give you a little background information about how I met Ken. I used to work at a Burger King, and that Burger King was owned by technically it was owned by the same person. So there was another Burger King that was owned by that same person. That Burger King had started to remodel, and some of the people who were working at that Burger King were working at our Burger King while their Burger King was getting remodeled. That's how I met Ken. He was working at that Burger King and I was working at this Burger King. Basically, he sent me a friend request on Facebook, and he had a girl at the time, and we never really talked on Facebook like that. And I never really talked to him in person like that either. When I seen him at Burger King, I would be like, hey, hello, and that was it. I guess he broke up with his girlfriend because she was on none of his pictures anymore, and they were not together on profile pictures. His relationship status was single, and I had been single too. The first day that I got a migraine ever, I was at my friend's house during the summer of 2016, my notorious summer. I was sleeping and I could not, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I could not bear the pain anymore. I was on Advil and I was already taking ibuprofen, and I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep. And if you know me, I'm never going to be up at that time. I fell asleep at 9 o'clock and don't bother me after until I'm up in the morning again. Seriously, I fall asleep so early, and nothing can wake me up from my sleep. But that's how much pain I was in. Nobody in the house was awake, and none of them wanted to wake up, and I wanted to go to the hospital. So I wrote a status on Facebook, and I said, who can take me to the hospital? And nobody, people were liking it, but nobody really responded. He messaged me in my inbox and was like, listen, if you can wait 20 minutes, I can take you to the hospital. And I was like, okay, because nobody's really offering me to take me. And so that's fine. I'll wait 20 minutes. And so I was like, but can you bring me a sweater or something? Because I'm wearing a crop top and it's cold outside and I'm at my friend's house. I don't have any other clothes. So he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll bring you a sweater. He ended up getting there and he picked me up. He's like, listen, I'm outside. And I was like, okay. So I came outside and he was all cheesy and stuff, but he could tell that I didn't feel good because my hair looked crazy and I looked crazy and I didn't have any makeup on. And he was just like, okay, come on, I'll take you to the hospital. So he gave me a long sleeve shirt. It wasn't a sweater, it was a long sleeve shirt. And he let me wear it so that I wouldn't be cold. And I just put my seat in his car all the way back, if I knew this nigga forever, I promise you. I put my seat all the way back in his car, and I was laying down the entire time. If it was a bed, my seat all the way back and my seatbelt on, and he's looking at me okay. So we get to the hospital, and I expected him to just leave me there. And I find a way back home when I'm done, when I get discharged. He didn't leave me there. He sat in the waiting room with me, and I was really tired. And I remember just laying my head on his shoulder like this. And I felt really comfortable. He was comforting me, and I felt really comfortable with him. If I'd known him for a while. It's weird. We got called into the room, at the emergency room, and it didn't take long at all. I think maybe because of the time that we got there, and there was not a lot of people there. So we got into the room, and I was trying very hard not to fall asleep, but I was so tired. And it was easy for me not to fall asleep at the beginning because of how much pain I was in. But after a while, I got an IV put in my arm. No, I lied. It wasn't in my arm. It was in my fucking hand. And I hate that shit. I hate when unqualified ass nurses can't find the vein in your arm and they put it in your hand because it's just easier for them, because they don't want to be, because they're being lazy damn near, or they don't know what they're doing. And I have a nurse on here that does that, I'm sorry, but I hate that shit. Like, at least try first on my arm, and more than a minute, like, oh, okay, I can't find it, well, let's do your hand. Like, no, that shit is so much painful. You see how much, like, there's nothing here. There's no skin. There's no fat. Like, what is this? Do it on my arm. I hate that shit. So, I had IV in my fucking hand. They put morphine through my IV, and they put Benadryl through my IV so that I can go to sleep, because me staying up was straining my eyes, and it was making it worse. And I needed to get some rest. So I was trying to fight the Benadryl so bad, because I felt bad. Like, he's sitting in the hospital with me. What's he gonna do if I'm sleeping? Like, he's just gonna twiddle his thumbs and stare at the ceiling? Like, he's sitting in an uncomfortable ass chair, and my bed wasn't big enough for me to, like, share it with him. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I put you through this. And he was not upset about it. Like, he was just like, and basically he stood there with me in the hospital until they were able to discharge me and give me medications. This ended up being like at 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. But little did I know, he had to go to work. He stayed up all night, got like no sleep, to go to work right after. He took me to get breakfast. He bought me breakfast and dropped me off and went straight to work. Like, you could have told me. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. But that made me like him a lot. Like, you did all that for me. And I felt very special. I went home, and we messaged each other here and there because I liked him at this point. And apparently he was still with this bitch that I thought he wasn't with anymore. Apparently he was still with her. I guess my baby dad was all up in her inbox, and she was like trying to throw it in my face, like, shit, that's why your baby dad's on my inbox. I'm like, girl, pause. I didn't even know about you. Don't get so offended, and don't come on your plate, because I could care less. Like, my baby dad's all in your inbox. Like, do you want him? What do you want me to do about it? I didn't try to take your nigga. Like, I didn't know he was your nigga. If anything, I didn't hit him up to pick me up. I put a status on Facebook, and he inboxed me saying that he could take me to the hospital. That seems like a personal issue that you need to work out in your relationship, boo. So she was like pressing me, and she was like, oh, whenever I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I'm like, alright, girl. I just thought it was funny. Like, I didn't think it was funny because I don't want nobody to go through some shit like that, because I know how much that hurts. But girl, be mad at who you need to be mad at, because honestly, it wasn't me. I wasn't the wrong one in that situation, and I was not the one you need to be mad at. But you kept coming at me sideways, and I'm not for that shit. Where did you think your nigga was from 4 o'clock to all this time? Because he never came home. He was with me from 4 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock, 9:30-ish. Dropped me off at home, and then went straight to work because he had to be there at 10. Where did you think he was? Where did you think he slept? Like, I'm just confused at that, because how you gonna come at me sideways when you don't even know where your nigga was all night? Like, and then he fucking messaged me for like a month or two, and then a month or two later you found out about the shit. Like, where did you think? What did you think, my girl? Like, what was it? So it was around the time of the Puerto Rican festival, because the time that he picked me up was around July or August, so he'll take me to the hospital. And then our Puerto Rican festival is in September. Well, now it's in August now, because so many people complain about it being in September, but it used to be in September. And I didn't have any glasses or contacts. And I remember being with my sister. It was like, I told the girl, I was like, girl, I'm going to be at the Puerto Rican festival. You know, wherever you see me, you see me. So I didn't have no glasses or contacts on at the Puerto Rican festival. All I remember was telling my sister, if you see somebody running up, tell me to swing, because I'm going to just start swinging everywhere, and whoever's near me is going to get hit, like, because I don't got no glasses, girl, I can't see you. She never showed up, and I was just like, okay, bitch, like, there you go, stop talking out your ass if you're not going to do anything, because you had the chance to see me, and you didn't take it. Whenever I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass. Bitch, you had the chance to see me, and you didn't take it. So don't come out your mouth. Whatever, time passed by. I got with this. We're gonna give him a name because he doesn't have a name right now. And it's kind of like, I keep referring him to the pussy nigga from the clown story. We're gonna name him Blanco. I ended up getting with Blanco, and then me and Blanco broke up. And when me and Blanco broke up, I started talking to Ken again. And he was like, I swear I'm not with her. And I was like, okay, whatever, I believe you. It was like towards the end of October, and I had just moved into my house, my first apartment, by myself with my son. My son was with his father because I was moving in and we were building everything, and he was gonna sleep over that weekend because I didn't want him like getting hurt while we were building stuff inside of my apartment, like, you know, building my bed, building his bed, building the dressers and stuff. I didn't want him to start touching nails and getting hurt with that, or getting hit with any of the furniture. Anyways, when everybody who was helping me left, I got really lonely, and I didn't want to stay there by myself. I was texting Ken, and I was like, what are you doing? Do you want to come chill? I'm gonna cook. Like, I'll cook for you, whatever. Did you eat yet? And he's like, no, I didn't eat yet. I'll be there in a few. Chilled there for a little bit. We ate. And he had taken off his, like, jewelry and stuff. Because he had jewelry on. And he had taken it off and put it on the table. I don't know why, but he did. But, like, after that, after we ate, we got bored. I didn't have any TV or anything in there. And we took a ride. He had a car. We were like riding around the city. And it was nighttime. We were riding around, getting some air, and just like, you know, cruising around. Because there was nothing to do at my house. So we ate and we left and we started riding around. When I got back home, he was just like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Then like the day or two after, he texted me. He was like, oh my God, I forgot my chain there. I didn't see it anywhere. And it was on the table, but I didn't see it, like, after a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look for it because I don't see it. And he's like, okay. So I finally found it, and I guess, like, it had fell. So it was, like, on the floor, hidden under some furniture. And I picked it up, and I was like, what do you want me to do with it? And he's like, I'm not going to be able to come get it for a day or two. So just keep it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it on so I don't lose it because, you know, I already fucking lost it. He told me, okay, that's fine. And at the time, I wasn't really big on Facebook. I didn't post a lot of shit on Facebook, but I posted a lot of shit on Snapchat. And I wasn't fronting with the nigga's chain. I really wasn't. Like, it wasn't a big chain. It was no bigger than my chain that I have on right now. Like, it was linked, and the chain part was a little bit thicker, but the charm was very small. It was smaller than my nameplate. Okay, the charm was small. And it was like maybe something, I thought like maybe it was like something that he got when he was little, because my son has a chain very similar to that, except Ken's chain was all gold and my son's had color on it. Like it was a portrait kind of. It was a Virgin Mary. So I figured maybe he had it since he was little, because it wasn't like a, you know, you see guys with a big ass chain and a big ass charm, like, you know that he didn't get that shit, like, recently. Well, I would hope not, because what the fuck? I was wearing his chain in my Snapchat, and the bitch who pressed me, we're gonna name her as Barbie, because she thought she was the shit. One of her friends, I guess, had me on Snapchat, and apparently the chain was her chain. So her friend went to her and showed her and was like, this girl has your chain on. And she's like, I know that girl because Ken took me to the hospital before. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about where I used to work. Where I used to work was like a collections place, and it was a call center, but we were dealing with people's social security numbers, so they were very strict about phones. And we were warned in training that if our phone went off for any reason at all, that we were like fired on the spot. And so I made sure that my phone was taken apart, my battery was outside of the phone, and I clicked that. I put my battery on one side of the purse and my phone on the other side of the purse, and I made sure that that shit did not ring while I was up in there, because Because no. So it's time for me to clock out of work. And I put the phone back together and I'm turning it on. I swear to God, when I turn my phone on, it is vibrating like fucking crazy. I'm getting so many text messages and everything from everybody I know. And they're all like screenshots of this girl putting me on blast on Facebook. And the status that she wrote said, I'm going to translate it because it was in Spanish because she's some fucking little Hebe Barbie bitch. No shade to my Hebes because I can get pretty Hebe myself, but girl, she was ratchet. The status said, Marielis Colon, my whole fucking government name, because the bitch had me blocked since the Puerto Rican festival. So she had no choice but to write my government name because she wanted to act hard because she had me blocked. Marielis Colon, you can keep the nigga, but when I see you, I'm gonna rip your neck off with my chain. To this point, I thought the chain was Ken's. I didn't know it was her chain. I get into the car because my mom always picked me up from work because I didn't have a car yet. And as soon as I get in the car, my mom knew. She was like, this bitch is on Facebook talking shit about you. She doesn't play that shit. And I was like, Mom, I'm reading the messages right now. While I'm reading the screenshots, I'm reading also that my baby dad is on her status talking shit. He said it in Spanish, but he basically was like, she has so many boyfriends and one of them couldn't buy her a chain. I'm not no broke bitch. I wasn't keeping your chain. And bitch, I got my own jewelry, ho. I don't need to be stealing your shit, okay? I'm not no bum ass bitch. I got my own fucking job and I don't need no nigga to buy me shit. That being said, and if you watching this, no, I'm still bitter about that shit. I'm still mad that you said that shit. I am. Like, I forgive you for everything else, but I'll never forget that shit. You're not about to sit there and play me like that. I'll never forget that. And my fucking clown ass ex Blanco was on there fucking laughing. That shit made me more mad. And I was like, can you take me home so I can get some sweatpants? So I logged on my brother's Facebook, my little brother's Facebook. He's little as hell. And I commented on her shit and I was like, bitch, where are you? Because I'm done with your ass. Like, you always want to be acting hard. So shoot the ferrets. Like, where are you? We're going to throw the hands. That's it. Like, that's it. I'm tired of your shit. And she didn't want to tell me where the fuck she was. But I knew what apartment building she lived in because Ken let it slip out his mouth one time. And I knew where she lived at, and I had mad friends that lived in that fucking apartment building too. So what I did was I got fucking dressed, and I put my fucking sweatpants on, and I put my fucking sneakers on, and I put my hair in a little raggedy ass bun, like the craziest fuck, because my hair was short as hell too. So my bun was like this small on top of my head, like this. I can't believe how ratchet I was, yo. But I had enough of this bitch's shit. I went to that apartment building and I started ringing all of my friends' buzzers until one of them opened the fucking door. And then I fucking opened the door and I was like, what building does she live in? And one of them ended up telling me, I'm not going to say whose name because there's a whole bunch of people that I know that live in that apartment building, and like, one of them told me. I figured out what door hers was, and I started pounding on her fucking door. And I was like, bitch, open the fucking door. And she didn't want to fucking open the door. But I knew she was there because the lights in the apartment were on, and you could see the lights from under the door. You could see her fucking shadow moving around. And you could see that Ken was in there too, because I heard his little bitch ass. I posed in front of her fucking doorway, like, or her fucking door number and shit. And I posted that shit in the comments of her status. Bitch, I'm outside your door. Open the fucking door. Her mom was commenting on the status and was like, how the fuck she know where you live? You see you always fucking looking for problems over this bum ass nigga, and you always want to be involved in some street shit when you know you ain't street. And she was like, delete this fucking status right now. Bitch, your mama just called you pussy on the status that everybody's fucking commenting on, all your fucking little friends commenting on, and all this shit trying to get yourself from fucking clout, and your fucking mama just told you that you fucking pussy and to delete the status. And guess what she did? She deleted the status. There was these guys that saw me walk in the building, and they were like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. They were like smoking outside, and then they ran back in the building and were like, the cops are outside. So I was like, good luck. And then we fucking skedaddled out of there. And my mom drove my ass home. And she was like, don't sweat that bitch no more. You showed her that you're not pussy. And she keeps on with her bullshit. Fuck her. Because she's the fucking pussy one. Want to act hard on fucking Facebook but not open the door for you. So that is what happened when this bitch called me out on Facebook. Thank you guys for supporting me and watching my videos. If you want another ratchet ass story time, give this a thumbs up. And keep sharing these videos so we can get more story times, more thumbs up, and more giveaways. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little bell below so you can get notified every time I put a video up. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.